We are only getting stronger as the weeks go on. Full steam ahead, full power ahead for us in sheer determination, will, desire, that champion heart and spirit inside of us. No matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, you're going to push through it. We got this. Let's keep this going. This is week 8, midpoint of the semester. Week 17, second week of December, is when the big showdown, the big dance for when I rematch my contracts and torts final exams from 3 years ago, fall 2016. And at that time, I got an F on my contracts final exam and a D on my torts final exam. So this is the rematch, 8 weeks away to be fully prepared to perform and deliver extraordinary results. And on that week, week 17, we will conquer, we will prevail. At this midpoint of the semester, some professors like to give midterm exams. Some do, some don't. My professors, they're not giving me any final exams. Not final exams, but midterm exams. But that's okay. You see, I've learned from being academically dismissed 2 years and getting back into law school, we have to take matters and take our own learning process into our own hands to test our own understanding, to gauge our own academic process, to see where we are strong, to see where we're off, and to correct them before we get to the final exam. You see, I'm a product of the American education system. Been in school all my life, and I don't know how it is for other countries. And I'm just saying this in a general sense, to where American schooling in general, we're so accustomed to waiting and depending on the professor to give us a homework, to give us an extra handouts to test our understanding, and we're not doing nothing extra on our own. We're just doing what the professor gives us and just doing just enough to get by, and doing enough just to get by on the final exam, and that's it. But see, this is something different with law school. This is not like elementary, middle school, high school, undergraduate. I know I sound like a broken record talking about this, but I gotta make it stick for the both of us. This is advanced training. This is why I stepped outside of that framework, that mentality of that American schooling in a sense, and looking at it now as a boxing and UFC training camp, because there's one high stakes performance event, and that's the final exam. There is nothing in between that. It's just that one night. But with the boxing and the UFC training, they're training all throughout, weeks to weeks, for that one fight night. And then that, in between that time, they have sparring partners that mimic their opponents on that final fight night to test their skills, to see where they're off, to see where they're strong, and for that sparring partner to test them to their greatest limits, to give them those different angles of what their opponent's going to give them before they even get to the match. And that's very important. See, that's something that I was not doing back 3 years ago. I was just doing just the reading and just doing what the professor was just giving me. And I wasn't doing that active testing, that active application. And this is the most important time to do this. Midway, week 8, to test the understanding, to close gaps in their understanding, to, hey, if I'm off, if I'm wrong, or if I'm not getting it, I need to know that now, not 4 weeks from now. I need to know where I'm at right now so that I can make the adjustments and improve or ask for help. Whatever the case may be, I need to know that now. We need to know that now. And with that, we can be better on the final exam. There's not going to be no surprise because we have that practice going into it. So with my professors not giving me a midterm, I am creating my own midterm. And in 2 weeks, week 10 essentially, I should have done it this week, but I am taking off of work the entire week using my vacation time, built up vacation time that I have not used. I don't go on vacations. I'm always broke. I just make enough to pay the bills and to live here, which is okay, all good. As I say, we're going to keep grinding until we make bigger bucks, bigger banks. But with that, I get to get 40 hours of working time during the week. I get to get that and to use that time to test myself in a 2 to 3 hour span all the way through straight in creating practice problems from the supplemental age. I didn't exhaust all the practice problems just yet, just for this very moment, so that I can test myself for 2 to 3 hours to look at problems and analyze them and type them out just like the final exam, mimicking the final exam to see where I'm at, where I'm not at. And this upcoming week, I'm going to use this opportunity to memorize more of the rule of law, because my final exams are going to be closed book, which means I got to be sharp. I got to know the rules of law. And when I see a hypothetical, I got to know issue spot and know what to do, know the nuances of the rule of law. So all this stuff has to be memorized, but while it's being memorized, knowing how to actively apply it. So I need to see all the work that I've been doing from week 1 until now to see, okay, how will I fare in a 2 to 3 hour time span? Day by day, Monday through Friday. Oh man, and I'm so pumped to get this time to do this, to see where I'm at. And I'm going to split it up between contracts and torts on separate days. I'm still working on it. I'm going to be working on it this upcoming week and then taking it October 21st or 25th, because that's when I'm taking my vacation. And man, I'm so pumped to do this because this is a different structure, a different style that I'm trying out. And I know it's going to work because I will know what I need to do differently or what I need to do more of. This testing ourselves is so crucial in the semester. We need to be fully prepared. And the only way we are fully prepared is if we are testing ourselves. We have to. There is no way around it. We cannot wait for our professors to do this for us. We can't wait for nobody to do this for us. We must do this ourselves. So, taking this self-initiative, testing the limits, testing my understanding, we're going to see 2 weeks, my own midterms of where I'm at. And if I'm not where I need to be, that's okay. I still got ground. I still got room to improve before I get to the final exams. That's all that matters is the final exams. Everything throughout these weeks, it's just practice, improving, getting better. And when we get to the final exam, to the big dance, that's when we showcase our skills. We showcase our analysis. We showcase that we are a better version of ourselves. I can't be more pumped. I can't be more honored and humbled for you to continue on this journey with me. Man, we're going to keep this thing going. I'm going to leave it right there for you. See you next week for week 9.